What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about the insane price increases of food inside of Russia. The prices are so high that it's not even funny. And the reason of that is because of the sanctions and the high inflation rates that are happening in Russia today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you found this video informative. 90 tons of butter has arrived to Russia from the United Arab Emirates. From a country that is literally in the middle of the desert. Russia buys their eggs from Turkey. Almost half of the shells that Russia uses in the war with Ukraine are coming from North Korea. Missiles and drones are coming from Iran, and Russia has asked Kazakhstan to help out with the domestic flights inside of Russia because of the shortage of planes. Apples have to be bought from China, and Russia also has to beg Azerbaijan and Georgia for electricity. I could see that the president of Russia is a great strategist and that he has planned out everything to have the Russian economy completely screwed up. Now we could see an image right here where it says CCTV is operative right now. Don't steal the butter. And you might be wondering, what the heck, Ivan, are you talking about? Well, if you know from my previous videos, I've talked about this before. Prices of butter has skyrocketed in Russia. And the reasoning of that is obviously the economy. Russia is experiencing a very high inflation right now. It's because of the sanctions and the war between Russia and Ukraine. And particularly that inflation has hit food prices. Dairy production costs have risen due to the increased prices of fuel, animal feed, and other essential inputs, making butter more expensive to produce. And the prices have gone up so much to actually produce this butter that the factories had to lower down the amount of butter they make, which, funnily enough, caused the butter to be even more expensive. Prices of butter in Russia right now are at $5 a pack of butter, basically, and $5 might not sound very expensive to you, but in most cases, it's actually even cheaper in the States and in Europe to actually buy a pack of butter. But you gotta take into consideration that an average salary in Russia is somewhere between $5 to $15 a day, and $15 is considered a very decent salary, which is obviously not good anyhow because the price of everything in Russia is very high. But nevertheless, the price of butter has risen so much that the normal citizens of Russia cannot buy it anymore. And there has been multiple videos of people trying to steal that butter. Yes, guys, people are trying to steal butter now in Russia because they don't want to spend half of their day's salary purchasing the butter. So now, from what we see in the Russian media, they're actually saying that on online websites where they sell goods, there has been a high request and a high search rate and a huge demand for butter churns. It has sharply increased, and many Russians are actually looking into getting themselves butter churns. Can you imagine this? A country this big, and the citizens of it that think that the whole of Europe is in disrepair, that everything is expensive there, that everybody is freezing during the winter. But at the same time, Russians will actually have to learn how to make their own butter now because it's very expensive to buy. By the way, guys, I really wanted to recommend you one awesome channel that creates amazing global politic news. I watch it myself. It's like a brand new channel, so you might as well hop on board with it. Really, really interesting stuff. I really enjoyed their video about how Wagner got destroyed in Africa, in Mali. It is actually very, very interesting.
84 Wagner mercenaries dead, and over 47 Malian soldiers killed. In July 2024, the mercenary group Wagner PMC was destroyed by Islamic militants in Mali.
I'm gonna drop the link to that channel in the description. It's called SKIRMISH. Guys, go check it out. I'm pretty sure you will like it. It's a good way of getting some global news and learning a bit from it. Very interesting. And when you do go over that channel, make sure to say that you're from me, why not? Type something in the comments there, but I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy the videos. Thank you very much. The channel is awesome. Go ahead and check it out. So, a little funny story for you guys. If you didn't watch my previous video, then you don't know about this. Russia has announced with their government agency called Roskomnadzor that every blogger with more than 10,000 people audience will have to register with a government agency so that they will know all of their passport data, all the data about their channels, and whatever they're doing there. And if they do not comply and start taking advertisement requests, they can get fined and the advertiser can get fined as well. So, funnily enough, a lot of Russian YouTubers, Russian Telegram bloggers have started applying, and many of them did. But funnily enough, this one Moscovite, funnily enough, I'm from Moscow myself, applied to register his blog in the Roskomnadzor registry. And 6 hours later, he received a summons to the military registration and enlistment office. So the guy, you can see the image right here, guys. The guy literally registered his blog there. You could see the application has been accepted for consideration. 10:49 a.m. Commentary Federal Service for Supervision, Communications, and Information Technology and Mass Media, which is basically the control of the propaganda to make sure that nobody is speaking how the West is good in any way. The application will be reviewed by the department with the timeframes established by the regulations, and we could see his application number here as well. And 6 hours later, he got a notification on the same platform, which is called Gosseslugi, where he was registering his blog, notification from the military commissariat of the city of Moscow. Details: Dear Kirill Alexeyevich, an electric summons has been sent to you. To view, follow the link. Date of birth, September 14th. Then we got the passport, which is Russian. Before appearing at the United Conscription Point of the city of Moscow to undergo conscription commission or medical examination, you must contact the clinic to which you are assigned to undergo mandatory diagnostic studies, fluorography, electrocardiogram, blood and urine test, blood test for antibodies to the immune deficiency virus. Can you imagine this? This guy thought it's a great idea to go over and register himself so that he wouldn't have any problems and he can continue doing his blog in Russia. And straight away, he got a summons to go into the military. Now, funnily enough, yes, guys, Russia has made the summons to go into the military online. So he got this message, and now he cannot leave the country. He cannot register a car. He cannot take out a loan. He cannot sell his house or buy a house. He can't even drive a car now until he actually goes and visits the military enlistment office to go through the medical exams. And you only get those medical exams either if you're getting mobilized or if you haven't done your mandatory 1 year conscription service. You do that, and then you get sent somewhere, probably around Kursk region, to do your 1 year conscription service. And God knows what happens over there. A little story about this guy. Kirill Haikin, 24 years old, is a perfumer and runs a large Telegram channel about the industry. Today, after the mandatory registration of blogs with more than 10,000 subscribers, he applied for inclusion in the register through Gosseslugi. After 6.5 hours, the state portal sent him an electronic summons. And this is what Kirill has said. I quote, "It might be a coincidence. Don't worry about me. I graduated from the military department." Kirill wrote, attaching an order to enroll in the reserve. So basically, it looks like he's going to be joining the military, although he said that he graduated from the military department. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be made to go in and serve his 1 year mandatory service. Another interesting news article from Russia, which hasn't surprisingly made it to the Russian news, or as I should say, not surprisingly, because the Russian government doesn't want the Russian citizens to see information like this. A resident of Korenovo, which is in Kursk region, and that part of Kursk region was never captured by the Ukrainian soldiers, and no Ukrainian soldier has stepped his foot on that soil. This woman has decided to complain to the authorities of Korenovo and tell them, guys, my house got looted. What the heck is going on? So let's read out. There's a few messages that we actually were able to acquire. We could see Carolina saying and sending photos of her apartment. We could see the apartment is completely trashed. It looks like it's in disrepair now. There's going to be a lot of money invested into fixing this. It's all thrown out. The apartment just looks really bad. It got trashed for no reason. But as we know, guys, it was done by the Russian military because they were probably trying to find some goods like gold, televisions, laptops, phones, documents, and stuff like that. Because as we know, a lot of prisoners have joined the Russian military. Matter of fact, a lot of prisons in Russia are actually closing down right now because there's not enough prisoners to hold the prisons open because they're all in the military, and it looks like a lot of them have went into the Korenovo village where this woman have lived and completely trashed her apartment and stole her belongings. Let's read the message. Hello, I'm the resident of the village of Korenovo. The photo confirms that our house was looted by marauders. We were left with nothing. What other confirmation is needed so that my family with a small child could receive at least some compensation? When will at least some measures be taken? And this is what the Kursk region has answered her. Hello, to process this request, please provide your full registration address as well as your full name and contact phone number. And then she obviously gives her address over to the authorities because she was probably hoping that they are going to help them out. Because she probably watches the television and sees how the Russian government really takes care of the Russian citizens. We could see a few days have passed. Hello, according to the Ministry of Construction of the Kursk region, the list of settlements in the Kursk region that are constantly subject to shelling by the armed formations of Ukraine is determined in accordance with the protocol of the operational headquarters. Based on information provided by the Border Directorate of the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation for the Kursk region, the village of Korenovo in the Kursk region is not included in the above list. And she says, our house was robbed by uniformed looters and you can't even help. Then Kursk region replies, and then the Kursk region replies, the translation is a bit off here, but basically the Kursk region is telling, why are you taking this story out of the house? Nobody else should know about this and we will get this sorted out somehow. I understand that someone did something bad. He will be punished sooner or later. At this moment, contact the military police. Take note that the guys there fought in terrible conditions. Sorry, but we cannot make this fact public so as not to discredit anyone. And Carolina says the application has already been written. Thank you. So what do we see here, guys? We see that the Russian military and the soldiers of the Russian military has stolen from their own. I can't even imagine what sort of stuff they do in Ukraine, but if they do it to their own people, I can't even imagine what they do there. And from the videos and photos I've seen, it's truly some horrific things. This woman is not going to be getting compensated because her city was not in the list of the cities that were damaged or were in a battle zone. So she is not supposed to get her compensation, which probably would have been $200. And I doubt that $200 would be able to compensate for the furniture and the goods that were stolen from the apartment. And we could see that the Kursk region officials do not care about their citizens and just said, contact the military police. They will sort it out. How are they going to get this sorted out? Because Russian apartment blocks don't usually have CCTV cameras, so they will never know who did it. And the person who did it is roaming around somewhere, and nobody will be able to catch him. And they're saying that the men were in terrible conditions. Well, yeah, they were in terrible conditions because they made them terrible. And the Russian government did as well. But those men created the terrible conditions inside of this woman's apartment by completely destroying it. And funnily enough, the Kursk region can't even publicize this on the news or anything like this. That's why we don't see this on the news headlines, because they're afraid they can discredit somebody. For example, the Russian military, and if you discredit the Russian military, you can get like an 8-year sentence. So if you say the Russian military robbed my house, destroyed my house, that's discreditation. You got no proof, you're going to jail. And that's the reality of Russia. Can't believe this is my home country, but I'm just trying my best to bring you the honest and true news of what is really happening in Russia right now. And on the last news of today's video, which is really, really interesting, and obviously I could not make this video without mentioning the North Koreans inside of Russia. It turns out that in exchange for the soldiers sent to Russia, North Korea will receive 700,000 tons of rice and $2,000 for each soldier, and space technology. But most importantly, Russia is now obliged to participate in the military operations on the Korean peninsula. Yes, guys, Putin and Kim Jong-un have signed a pact saying that they are military friends. So that if something happens in North Korea, Russia has to help. And if something happens in Russia, North Korea has to help as well. Unbelievable. First of all, those North Korean soldiers aren't even getting paid. Kim Jong-un is getting paid. So if 20,000 soldiers got sent over, that means Kim Jong-un made $40 million for 20,000 soldiers. So it seems like if you would have ever considered of buying yourself a North Korean, it costs $2,000 for a specialist Korean that knows how to handle a weapon. So that means that if Russia is going to be running around, running out of money very soon, and they will have problems, they will probably hire and buy North Korean citizens, which I think Kim Jong-un would give at a big discount of $1,000 because they don't have any prior military training or anything like this. Guys, I'm joking. This is horrible. This is horrible because this is in a way kind of like human trafficking, or this is North Korean private military group, company. I don't know, guys. It just feels surreal that this is happening in 2024. It feels surreal that it's happening in Russia and between Ukraine as well, that we have North Koreans involved, we have Russia attacking neighbors. I really want peace. I really want peace, and I really want to have a democratic leadership in Russia. That would be a true dream come true. Thank you very much for watching this video. I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also check out the Skirmish channel. Global news, very good. Highly recommend. The links are going to be in the description. Go and check it out. Also, if you want to check out my brand new video on Sanctioned Drive, which is my YouTube channel about cars, you can also go and check it out because I just posted out a brand new video for all of you guys. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay positive, and I will see you guys in the next video.